guys, welcome back to the channel. Those of you who have been following us on Mercedes Rescue are aware of this car that's come by my way. It's not my car. I'm helping a good friend of mine sell it. It's a 1985 500 SL, so a little bit special, European model. And so in this video we're going to take a really close look at this car, go all the way around it, as much detail as I can possibly think of, and kind of approach it as I was buying it for a family member, you know. So this car is up for sale, and so I want to make sure that whoever buys it knows exactly what they're getting into. And so what I've seen so far, really nice example of the 500 SL. So let's get started. We'll break it up into a few sections. You know, we're going to go around bodywork, paint, chrome, all that kind of stuff, the exterior, then we'll hit the interior, and then obviously the engine and drivetrain and all that kind of stuff, and things that I've noticed and areas of concern that on the 107, you know, rust prone areas, that this is very strong in those areas as well. It doesn't have rust basically. But anyway, let's go and have a look at it, and those sharp-eyed viewers of you can see, where is it? Right there is my 380 SL, which a video will be coming up about that one. That's a 1983 380 SL, and that will be up for sale also. But let's get this one done first, and yeah, so let's get started. Now, with the air filter removed, get to see the most of the engine, the CIS injection system, and the fuel distribution head there. Looks all very clean. I was told it had a slight weeping of the cam cover gasket, which I can see here leaking onto the exhaust manifold. So there's a little bit of an oil smell, but I think in the next few days I'm going to take these cam cover tops off. I think I have a couple of cam cover gaskets that I could put on there and take care of that, but I'm not going to do that today. I just want to give a good overview video of everything. A generally very clean engine bay. Let's go over here. I'm going to also, obviously once I take the cam cover tops off, you're going to see the condition of the cams. And on initial inspection, spying through the peephole here, they look extremely nice. You can see in there. So, but we'll have a good old look at that. Now, let's get that back on there. Oil, I've already checked, extremely clean oil. It's had regular oil changes. And what's nice about this car, my friend, it wasn't a garage crane, it was used, it was driven and used fairly regularly, driving back and forth to business and everything. And so that's a great thing, because it's not sat around with old fuel in the systems, and it's been driven, which is really bonus in my mind. Now, as far as other issues in the engine bay, let's see. I've not detected any crash damage whatsoever. All of the front apron here, really good original shape. Zoom in on the old plaques here. All the colour code and information for the colour and the body, and then obviously the serial number, all that good stuff. So now, as far as the bulkhead area that's vulnerable from my understanding on the 107s, I'm going to try and get the camera in there so you can see it. It's extremely clean. If I can't get a good video shot, I will post pictures on the group Mercedes Rescue site on Facebook so you can see some close-ups. But he did replace the gasket around the cover there, so I've obviously taken the top off so we can see this. And I've had a good old look and feel around in here. Let's see if I can get the camera in here. I think you can see in there, hopefully you can see, because the screen keeps going out because it's close to other stuff, but you can see it all looks really clean in there. Bulkhead, the fan base and everything, there's those dreaded nuts that if they get rusty and break off, you're in a world of hurt. So they look in really good shape. And like I say, he's garaged this car, so it wasn't a car that was sitting under trees and getting all crap in there. Let me get the other side. Get the old flashlight down there. Hopefully you can see. Difficult for me to see whether you can see that, but there we go. So all very clean on the bulkhead and the base of the fan unit. So there we go. There you go, that's better. So yeah, that checks out really well. I think this fan unit might have been replaced. I think he mentioned that. It's got all the original sound deadening material on the bulkhead here. Looks in very clean shape for the age of the car. And also good hood pad, which is nice. That was probably replaced because these things don't last forever. And also I've checked below the battery. There's some minor surface rust on the paint, but it hasn't, you can see right there, hasn't taken hold any significant amount. And you know, if this was my car, I'd probably remove this to get under there and clean it all out, but that might not be 100% necessary. I think the brake booster was rebuilt, ATE brake booster there, not too long ago by the looks of it. Panning around, as I say, the air conditioning unit works really well. It gets nice and chilly in there, which is nice for an older car. He did notice that one of the plug wires had some chafing on here, so I would suggest replace of the plug wires. Again, a maintenance thing that most of you take care of anyway with a new car. Hoses, I noticed that the do have the original Mercedes hose clamps here. There is a non-original one here, but it's not the end of the world. So, you know, obviously hoses and belts and things of that nature you probably want to replace just for peace of mind. And when we do take the cam covers off, I don't know that I'm going to get to it in these videos, but in subsequent days, once this goes out to the public, I will have inspected those to make sure they're good. And also the timing chain, obviously, that's something you should take care of. Even if someone says they've replaced it, it's really a kind of a peace of mind thing. Replaced with the Mercedes, genuine Mercedes timing chain, so you know that you're good. This car does have 90,000 miles on it, so it's getting up towards that time where you should be doing it. New battery over there, not a Mercedes battery, Interstate I think, but decent enough. Did rebuild the alternator, or a new alternator on not too long back. As I say, my son and I took this out yesterday just down the road, and as they say in England, it goes like shit off a shovel. It really does motor, and it's not like neck snapping or anything, but it just comes on and just keeps coming to the point you go, all right, I get the picture, and then you ease off. So anyway, removal of the air filter housing cap shows that the air filter is not too old. Looks like it was replaced not too long back, so that's a good sign that someone's taking care of the maintenance. As I say, the oil is nice and clean. Let's check the transmission fluid. Okay, we're taking a little sample of the transmission fluid, and we'll put it on this white rag here. You see that? Yeah, nice and red there. No smell of burning or anything. As I say, it shifts very smoothly, so that's good. Obviously you need to check it with the engine running for the level and everything, which I will do. Let's fire it up so you can hear it start. Now the engine is warm, obviously, because I've been going back and forth here, but we'll see how it fires up from hot start. Well, that was pretty instant, wasn't it? So let me just pan around for you. So it's pretty smooth for me. What I did notice on the air intake here, there's this fuse. Now, I thought they ended here. Is this being added? I thought that first, but then it goes into what looks like some kind of box unit down there. I'm not that familiar with these, so that's something some of you guys would know. You can see the slight weeping around the cam cover there. Like I say, that's not really a big deal, and obviously we're going to want to have a look under those anyway before long. have a look at the radiator fins. All the radiator looks really nice as far as the fins. You know, sometimes you see them, they're all mullered up. But this looks to be in very nice shape. See, the blades have got that typical kind of residue on the aluminium blades, not a big deal. But the radiator looks really, really good actually. When you can spy that down there. Let's get that. There we go. No evidence of leaking. I say it keeps its cool. I've driven it a bit. Another non-original clamp here. That looks like, is that non-original? Yeah, but anyway, not the end of the world. Now, as far as the AC, he said he tops it up once a year, once every year and a half or so, and it blows really nice and cold, which is a real nice bonus. So that's all working. Okay, so that is a little review of the engine bay. First impressions, it really presents well. I gave it a good old wash yesterday. You had some brake dust build up on the wheels, and they've come up really gorgeous, really, really nice. They haven't been repainted, I don't think, at all. That's factory finish on there. Normal scuffs from curb, bumping curbs and things like that, but really, really presentable wheels all the way round. Give you a little quick look at all the wheels here. That's the rear left. We'll do this first, and front left. So you can see they'll really present well. Let's look at the spare, which is always a most of the time. Let's see, brand new, never really been used, with a looks like very aggressive tyre on there. Inside, basically a new tyre, isn't it? New wheel, I should say. So that's that. And while we're on the subject of the spare, let's go and have a look in the trunk. I'll give a real detailed view of the body, but let's look at the trunk well for the spare wheel. First impressions in here, I've taken the carpet out, obviously very clean, given it a little vacuum, but it was all in very nice shape. Threshold, not all busted up from people throwing luggage in there. So yeah, a little different. Ours on the Verken version has that chrome piece here, and that's not on the Euro version. The button is just sunk into this chrome piece here. Anyway, so diverted here. So let me take the lid up. So you can see the well is very good shape. Minor surface rust there. Now, take my word for it, it's just, you know, that rust that you get where the paint's been chipped and it's just started to surface, but this is well time to catch this, you know, just brush that off. But generally extremely clean spare wheel well there. This piece down here, you know, like on the old 108s, these rot out terrible, but this is extremely clean. No sign of any problems there. This piece, this has just got a piece of carpet over that, so I'm not going to go yanking that out, but a very good boot area. Paint on the boot lid is really nice. Okay, panning out from there, we'll just work our way out now. As you know, the 500 SL has this little wing on the back here, and that's that soft plasticky spongy stuff. I must admit, it's a little dried out. You know, the way it goes funny over the years, but you know, there are products that you can clean that up with, I'm sure. But no cracking in it, it's just kind of got that kind of fuzziness to it. So that's that. Then we've obviously got the lovely European bumpers, nice and tidy, so much neater than the US spec bumpers, and the chrome is in really nice shape. Give you a little view of the chrome here. We'll work our way around. The buffers are good as well. Connecting plate's good. Wait a little bit there, that's not biggie. So that's the rear bumper. Now back here we got the tail lights here, and my friend was talking about this lens colour is slightly different on the Euro model. Forward here it's got this kind of dark orange reflector. Let me just pop over to the other SL for comparison here. All the lenses are in really nice shape. No busted ones or anything like that, so that's really good. Oh, there's a minor crack here on this one. Make note of that. Just a tiny little crack. You can see on the 380 SL, see the reflector's a little, it's red on the front here. So anyway, just a little difference there. Oh, we're back here. I'll just shoot under the threshold here. You can see the factory. There you go, that's better. So you can see the factory kind of textured finish on the rear here is all in really nice shape. So tiny little chip there. New rear muffler. And all the way around to the front here. Very, very nice shape actually. There my wife goes in a very unreliable 2009 Volkswagen. Anyway, back to the 40-year-old reliable workhorse. Okay, so let's have a look now. So we've done that little bit area there. We'll work our way down. Just as far as bodywork paint goes, trunk lid a little faded than the rest of the body. I'm not sure whether someone's gone nutty with a polisher on the sides and everything, but kind of got bored and didn't want to do the trunk lid, or it's just faded. Not sure whether this is a single stage or a dual coat. I think it's probably base clear. So the trunk lid is a little faded compared to the rest. I just want to make sure you're aware of that. That kind of red, you know, when that red fades a little bit, kind of mutes down. The sides are really fresh looking, so just so you're aware of that. But not a deal killer, I don't think. So looking at the back here, presents really nicely. I'm going to shoot a shot down the sides because we do have a few little dent areas. I want to point those out right now. So shooting down the side, I'm going to just pan along. Rear quarter to me looks pretty good. Rear quarter is really very straight. Now we're getting into the door. It does look like there is a slight dent. Oh, it's a very slight dent just below the mirror area here. Very minor. Okay, so right, moving on. The front fender does have a series of little, it's almost like someone dropped various little things on here. You can see that in the paint there, rippling. It doesn't jump right out with you except on glancing light. I'm a one for bodywork. I really like to look at paint and body lines and all that. So again, not the end of the world. I want to take you to an area that my friend did point out. There's some slight rippling here on this front of this fender. Now I'm feeling behind. There is no filler and all that crap in here. It's just that it's almost like maybe the car rubbed against something and kind of did a series of dents, and whoever painted or worked on this area didn't do a great job of knocking these out. Now these are bolt-on fenders, so if it came to replacing the fender, I suppose you could do that, or a really good body guy could deal with this area. It doesn't jump out at you, but you can see here that there is some slight rippling on this arch here. I just want to make sure you know about that. So that's passenger side, I say on the top there. Hood looked really good to me. Very good on the hood. I'll get another shot around the other way. And while we're on this side, let's keep an eye on the old chrome. The chrome is in very nice. It's very bright. You know how this stuff can fade and go almost like chalky looking. This chrome is not like that. It's a little dirty, sure, but it will polish up. I can see it's in really good shape all the way around, all the surround, the top rails here, really good shape. As far as the roof, it's similar to the trunk lid. little faded. So I think this could either do with a little bit of polishing to bring it up. You'd probably be wise to measure the clear coat thickness so you know how much room you've got. But a lot of the time these lids end up staying in garages anyway. But so if this was off, the only thing you'd need to deal with it is really this trunk deck. So anyway, so that's that. Again, just checking the chrome here. Very strong on the chrome, I would say. Little wax residue here by someone's been waxing it. Daimler Benz sticker here. Don't see any chips in the windshield. Moving round to the front now. I may move the car just to get out in the bright sun. Let's do that. Let's do this side, then we'll move it back up a bit so we got a shade. Let's go around to the back again. Quick review of the chrome. Again, very nice chrome work. Very nice and bright. So a little few hours with the old chrome cleaner, that'll come up gorgeous. Like, just as a reference, looks like you're going to need some new wiper blades here. But like I say, this wasn't driven in the rain, so he wasn't that bothered about that. So beautiful chrome work on both door handles, which is kind of typical of this era. Beautiful quality. So that's good. Let's look at the bodywork this side. Rear quarter is in very, very nice shape. I'm looking at the door here. There may be a very slight little dent here. I don't even see that. Yeah, it's a very slight dent there. Trying to fighting the old light out here, but there you go. So, okay, and then moving on to the front fender. A few little ripples here and there on the front fender. I don't think we've got that dimpling on the front driver's side fender, but I'm going to move this out into the, put it back in the shade so we can see properly. Hold on just a sec. Right, just moved it back out of the direct sun. So as I was saying, I think there's a little bump here over all the fender. It may well have been resprayed on these areas here. Don't know that that's a factory finish there, though this does look a little more faded than the hood as such, this as well. But anyway, overall, I'm a particular fusspot about bodywork and stuff, you know, because in the finishing trade you're always looking at body and panel alignment, paint, all that stuff. This was pretty strong in that department. As I say, excepting for the fading areas, the overall condition of the body is very presentable. It's got nothing awful about it, you know. So let's pan back down and let's get down here. Slow pan around the chrome as well. Did notice this little connector for those observing. Got a few scratches on that connector plate there, but the main blades are in really nice shape. And my friend wanted to point out this metal area here. This is metal. Now on my 380 SL, this is plastic, but this is metal here, I'm pretty sure. So that's a bonus, I guess. Chrome's in really nice, no dents and stuff like that, which is nice. Okay, and as far as the lenses are good. Indicators and these, what, fog lights, I guess, these things. Pop over. Lenses are in good shape. And side reflectors here. Now, he does have a set of Euro headlights. Ooh, and that would really put the topper on this as well. So Euro headlights will be coming with it. I've got to talk to him about how we're going to work that out, but I think if he gets the money he wants to get for it, those will come with it. And one more little scan around before we move on to the next subject, which let's do the interior next. As I say, anything you want to have a real better look at, just give me a holler in the comments. So overall, I think it's very strong in the body and paint department, except in a few little minor details. Presents really well. So let's get on the inside. So first impressions. Open these behemoth doors. Okay, all black interior. Thresholds. Let's do the thresholds. We've got a very good condition. Could do a little clean, I guess. This threshold plate here. I'm assuming because of age, you know, the old 108s, they break up quite easily, but this is in really good shape. Could do a little clean. Chrome plate here, again, very good shape. Could do with a little chrome polish. Now, just while we're here on the door jamb, let's give you, because this is a California car with all the regulations as far as that, here's a picture of the certification that it is legal in the state of California. It has passed smog. Not too long back. I will take a look at the paperwork. So there's that seal, the governor's seal, I guess. 5 litre 1985 Mercedes SL. So that's the California business, but if this obviously goes out of state, that won't be any issue. So there's all that stuff, tire pressures and all that. So anyway, so let's work in from there. Overall, the interior, I would say, presents very well. It does have a few issues that I'm going to obviously point out, but presents very nicely. Firstly, the seats, they don't have rips in them. Could do with a good old clean, but they don't have rips, which is a real big bonus, as you know. Some of these do suffer from that. And also, I'm not sure, on say the 560s, the 450s, I'm not that familiar with the R107, but it seems to me that they didn't have this built up area on the sides to support you. I may be wrong on that, but I may stand corrected. Now, as far as the stuffing, certainly could do with restuffing, bringing it up, maybe tightening the springs. I'm not familiar with all the goings on in the seat seat cushion area, but overall the seat covers, the leather is in really nice shape with the headrests and all that good stuff. So bonus number 1. Okay. Now, as far as any detraction on this side, now, an aftermarket stereo was fitted. I know some of you go, oh well, it just is what it is. Someone put these Nakamichi speakers here. I mean, they're nicely done, I guess, you know, hidden down here with a little tweeter, I guess you call it. So, you know, it is what it is. I know some people it won't care, but some people that's a little bit of a knock. I guess you could get, these are black door cards, and I wouldn't imagine they'd be that hard to get, but that, I just want to make you aware of that. This pocket delamination a little bit here, I'm sure someone with a little bit of ingenuity can wrap that, and I think one of the clips is broken, so this is a bit wobbly here. Also, while we're in this, someone's got the speaker wire here, very un-Mercedes like. So, you know, you might want to deal with that. I just want to make sure you know everything about this car. So onto the carpet area of this side, this little rubber plate down here, as you can see, normally they crumble at the heel, so you can see that. This is in really nice shape, indicating a lower mileage car. The pedal wear, very little pedal wear. Pulling out here, another little detraction here. The brake release knob has broken. So anyway, again, not the end of the world. Little searching on eBay will get you one of those little guys. So this did break. I wanted to make sure you knew about that. So this guy, I guess, is a balance thing for the speakers. Obviously your light cluster, indicators, all that, levers, fan, working our way out. Steering wheel's in nice shape. We are running a mileage of 90,713. Now, just for make sure you know, the mileometer thing did break recently because someone reset it while going along, you know, the old thing, but that happened fairly recently. So our very own Stone Belvin on Mercedes Maintenance or Mercedes Rescue is happy to fix that for you for a very reasonable charge. Stone will sort you out. He's helped me with the 380, so not a big deal, not a deal killer. But let me get in. Right, sitting here on the old driver's side. Now what you notice, it's burl. It's not the zebra wood, so which is really nice. The burl wood adds a sort of a refinement to it, I think. Now just make sure you know, this lower plate is the one that suffers from sun damage. There is some starting to crack here and some sort of milkiness. This panel does come off very easily, so this could be refinished by somebody, sent off, you know, and refinished. The rest of it could just do with a little polish. It's in really nice shape. Yes, those sharp-eyed viewers will be noticing this. Sorry, Don, an horrendous radio. It's made to look old, but it's not. And again, something that could be easily changed out with an original, what were they, Blue Spot, Becker, whatever. So anyway, that's just a little thing. We've got our dome lights here. Up here, I'm coming down just a smidge there, but these you can get from Mercedes, very reasonably priced. I got them for the SL, my 380, so I will check those. Now, I'm just keeping on this side for the moment. We do have a couple of minor cracks on the top of the dash. One here, and a slight crack along this instrument cluster. Again, you know the score with these older Mercedes. That is one area that will need attention. I don't think the 107 dash is that hard to come by as far as the replacements, not like the 108s and all that, but just want to make sure you're aware of that. The ABS light is on. Now, I'm not that familiar with the workings of the ABS on the 107, but I just wanted you to aware. The brakes work fine, but the ABS light sensor warning light is on the dashboard down here. This one down here, see? So that's that. All of the oil pressure pegs really nicely. I've noticed that we took it for a drive out yesterday. The temperatures run really good. There we go. The temperatures run really good. Economy, ignore that one. Fuel gauge works fine. He's got a nice full tank of fuel in this. And I say the oil pressure pegs nicely. The speedometer works fine as well, as does the rev counter. Not sure about the clock, but I will check that. It is around about 11, so we'll come back to that. And make sure we stay in focus. Okay, another thing I didn't realise, and you guys will know more tonight, we've got the mirror adjustment for the passenger side here. Windows that do work pretty well actually. Hazards, but this has got heated seats. I didn't know that these cars had heated seats, but they do, which is kind of a nice feature. Tray is in pretty good shape. Ashtray for you smokers. Oh, forgot. AC works, which is really nice, and it gets nice and chilly. It's getting converted to 134, which is nice. I'll have to check. This is the anyway, you 107 guys will know that. This is the dome light switch. Oh no, let's look in the back here. Oh, before we leave this area, tiny little bit of scratching on the chrome plate here. Again, something you can pick up because these 107s, this body shape is quite popular. And on this side, we've got the adjustment for the driver's side mirror on this side. Take a look underneath the carpet, driver's side obviously. Looks extremely clean, no evidence of any rust. Dry as a bone. Great stuff. As I say, I think the handbrake is possibly disconnected from the linkage up here. I'll have to check that in the next few days or so. As we're walking by, forgot to mention the seal around here, around the trunk seal, seems like in very good shape, perfectly usable, nice and flexible. I forgot to mention that. So let's go and have a look. Passenger side. Oh, my son brought in a bit of dirt. Hold on a minute. Oh, that's a thicker one here. Again, perfect. Little cracking on the sound deadening there by the looks of it, but yeah, oh, it's different because of this bump here. They have to put a thicker kind of padding to compensate by the looks of it. Interesting. So that's all checks out. Lovely job. Another vacuum, I guess. Good stuff. Okay, for those of you like speakers, I guess you'll be smiling at this, but I'm not a big lover of putting these kind of speakers in a car, but they're there. And again, this is probably something, a fairly easy fix, I would say. Nice piece of carpet and repair those holes or replace, I'm assuming that's some kind of board underneath there. So big ass speakers in the back. Looks to me like the pad at the back and the paint at the back here is in very good shape. No tears, visible tears. And I tell you what, the headliner is absolutely beautiful. I mean, hardly needs any clean either, which is really nice. Sun visors, you know, they go a little baggy, don't they? But they're not horrendous. So, big plus on the old headliner. Retractable belts, all that stuff, that all works fine. Let me pop over to the other side. Alright, passenger door, same speaker situation obviously. No rips or anything like that, just the same as the other side. Really nice shape. This pocket, perfect, nothing wrong with that. And this is not, this is all solid, there's no clip issues or anything like that. Same un-Mercedes wiring creeping over for the speakers, but that could be pulled out obviously. Footwell light works. Carpet in very good shape, as is again the threshold and the chrome. Door jambs, I always like looking at door jambs, it always looks nice when they're clean. Little rub there. Looks like the rubbers could do with a little bit of, I think people use like a mineral oil. They're not dry, it's just they got maybe some wax on or something, but they're all actually in pretty good shape. Oh, there's a little bit of that. Oh yeah, there's someone's put some, let's put some kind of tape thing here to cover it. So put that on the parts list. Yeah, something's going on here. I don't want to pull all that off right now, but something's there. The rubber, I think, is probably dodgy, but rubber on the leading door edge, little dry, not horrendous though. I'll check the other one. Let me do that. This side, yeah, not terrible. I've seen a lot worse. Certainly not all crumbly or anything like that. Maybe with a little mineral oil working that. You've got plenty of years left in that, there's no doubt. Again, someone's done some kind of hokey repair there, so maybe this upper seal here, this front leading edge one, this one's a little broken up on this side because it's a driver's obviously. This one isn't bad. Love those doors. Anyway, ends of the doors in pretty good shape. I'll have a little check under the doors as well. I'll get down on my back in a minute. I'll have a look. Right. This side, all carpets. Only hobbits come back here. So they're all in good shape, the carpets. All that's really good. That checks really nice. Yeah, sure, gives it a clean, but it checks out really nice. Right, so we got it up on ramps. Let's get underneath and have a little shifty around here. Right, so starting at the front here. Normal filthy undercarriage for normal usage. A little bit wet here. And that's oil, probably from being splashed around or in the area. This is a little forward of the thing, but that might be, let's see. Has this got an oil cooler? I guess it has, but not sure. I'll have a little closer look on that. Now on this, obviously we've got the issue with the lower wishbone. I want to make sure that you say that these have not been reinforced. That's better. I want them got a light. So I wanted to make sure you knew about these pivots. No evidence at all of any problem. This is the rear part of the lower wishbone, passenger side front bracket. Okay, let's go to the other side. Driver side front bracket, lower wishbone rear. Okay, I don't think there was any other problems at the front here. No reputation of that. It was always that rear area. So let's go right under and we'll get a shot of this back here. Okay, this is the rear part of the bracket. Rear part of the wishbone on the passenger side. You can see looking really, really good. So I'd highly recommend someone, once they buy this car, to reinforce this bracket with those little brackets. I think there is a video of me showing how I did it on the 380. Pretty easy process really for a welder. So then on this other side, there you go, that's the other side, driver's side, rear bracket of the rear lower wishbone. Okay, now while we're over here, let's look at that steering box up there, because there is some weeping. Yeah, you can see there's some weeping of the box. That's where that fluid is coming from, down onto here. There we go. So you can see, ideally the box should come out and be attended to. Make sure that, so take that into consideration. Not the end of the world, not the easiest job in the world either, but not the end of the world. Now, going on to the 2 into 1 cat here. Okay, I don't think, no, this did not have pre-cats, which are a royal pain in the arse. You can't find them anyway. For the 380 anyway, they don't bloody exist. I don't care what anyone says. They sent me 2 and they were wrong, so I ended up replacing the main cat. So you've got 1 cat there and 1 cat on the other side. Looks to me like it's been done quite nicely, and then it leads down into that box down there, muffler box, and then obviously to the rear at the back, the silencer at the back. While we're here, we have a little look around. The steering linkages, the boots look pretty good. Now, let's have a little look. Transmission pan, a little wet there, but I think that's just probably rushing back from the leaky steering box area. But this looks all pretty dry here, and as I say, it shifts nice. You've got this like protective cover, protective cover plate by the looks of it of some kind. There is a bolt missing right there for some reason. See that missing bolt? I don't know what that is, why that's gone. But anyway, floor pan looks extremely good. Very, very strong on that. As I say, I think this is where it really shines, this car overall on bodywork and frame. Built like a bloody tank. I think they did call these pans or something, didn't they? So I mean, really, the pan looks really good. Again, there's that little wetness dripping down from the steering box. Okay, let's think that's all I'm going to do under here. Let's lift the back and we'll have a look at the back. While it's on the round, so I forgot to mention there is a slight dent here, like it's been pushed on these ribs. Now I think you can access this panel by the splash guard there, and a good body guy could pop that out. I just wanted to make sure You're all aware of that. I think it might have, yeah, someone's pushed on this as well, so there's a little area here that needs attention. But anyway, so let's get this down and the rear up into here, and we'll have a look at the back. I keep noticing things. Just wanted to, the power window, the antenna does work, so while I've been moving it around, I wanted to make note that you knew that. The buzzer works as well, that annoying buzzer. There's the ABS light on, and the clock does work. So you see, I've been filming for about half hour so far. So anyway, let's get it up at the back. Right, on with our light, let's get back underneath here at the rear. So valance again, as you can see, it's got all the original paint there in really nice shape. Yeah, look at the well on the back that was hidden under that carpet. Looks all real typically nice. New muffler back here. Both its hangers are still on. I'll tell you a funny story. Some time ago I was watching a YouTube video and someone was complaining about maintenance cost on Mercedes, right? They go, oh, you just can't find the parts to these anymore. And they had it up on a lift, right? And they were yakking on, oh, the Mercedes is too expensive to keep running. And you know what he did? He touched this, he goes, for instance, you can't get fuel tanks for these for love nor money. So, bless his heart. So, anyway, I thought you'd find that funny. But anyway, so this wheel well, where you store the spare wheel, is in very good shape. Okay, let's go over to this area here. See, all really, really, really good. What I did notice, we have got a little weeping here. So now whether that's a bad O-ring on that connector union there, whether I take care of that, I'll talk to Don about that. But yeah, it should be taken care of, obviously, because you don't want to cause any problems in a fire or anything, would you? So here's all the rear diff here. Looks very dry, nice. Let's have a look right under. Let's get now. Rear mount there looks good. Flex plate looks to be in really good condition. Check these boots. Have a good old look at that, because that's obviously important. Not detecting any cracking on the boots. This one, maybe a tad dry, but no cracking. Boots seem to be all in good shape. These outer ones feel a little dry, I would say, at worst, really. Now, he did tell me the handbrake quit on him. Now, when I was coming back here, where's the old handbrake cable as well? The cabling obviously runs here. Now, whether there's a brake, yeah, I'd have to go under that plate. So that's something you need to know about. The handbrake cable, something's going on. Maybe it's the linkage up front. I will see if I should have taken a look at that while I was up front, but I'll see in the next few days if I can confirm that with you guys. But that's something we'll make note of. Let's have a look at the, sorry, turn the camera right way around. Little yeah, bushing a little dry there. Again, not a deal killer. It's all very clean, isn't it? Wish my 6.3 looked like this underneath. Okay. That might be just some outer surface cracking on those, actually. Don't think that's any big issue. Well, nothing back here jumps out as an issue at all to me. Not a maintenance item, you know, change your flex wheel or brake lines, but that's the same on anything, isn't it, really? So, alright, so that is really good. Like I say, the only thing of note here, and I may take a look later on today if I've got time, is check this little weeping here. Yeah, we'll have to check that. Okay, as far as tyre condition, this one on the rear passenger rear passenger, got a little gouge out the sidewall, so definitely budget for a set of tyres. Like I say, not the end of the world, and you'd probably do that anyway. So set of tyres. I don't see, it's difficult to reach in, but I don't see any scoring on the brakes. If someone really wants me to take a look, I'll be happy to whip the old wheels off and have a look. So yeah, definitely budget for a set of tyres. Oh yeah, while it's in the shade, let's see if we can get a good shot of the underside of the door. Just a quick follow up on this is the passenger door. I did notice a tiny little tear here. Maybe someone was loading or pinched it on something. I just want to make sure you're aware of that. So let's have a look under the underside of the door. Okay, we've got light on there. So it's just a little dirty, but you can see the underside of the door is in nice shape. Looks like drain holes are nice and clear. And a quick look at the seals here. Jacking point, front passenger side jacking point, all very nice. Okay, driver's side. Make sure it's in focus here. And rocker. Through the front and the front. Can't get the camera any further at the front, but you know it's good. Alright, let's get this guy down and we'll figure out what else we're going to show you. Also, I want to get a cup of tea. It's getting warm out here. Alright, now we've got the carpet back in, spare wheel back in, this wheel well here. And I just want to show you behind this panel. Now, is that supposed to be the way it is, like that, open? I don't know whether that's missing anything, but as I say, I don't know. So let's undo this. Now this is where they put the power amplifier to their stereo system. It's what, Alpine, big woofer thing, whatever. Anyway, this kind of thing doesn't really do anything for me, but someone might like that, or just remove it and flog it. Looks like it might be missing the, isn't that where the first aid kit's supposed to be? But anyway, I don't know, but that's there behind there. It looks fairly cleanly done, I guess. Someone put some kind of spring there. Oh, I know what. And my buddy did say he did not have the jack to this car, so I'm assuming that's where the jack was. So that's one thing I did forget about. So, but again, not a deal killer. Let's put that back. That fits quite neatly. Now, as far as the soft top, obviously when my friend gets here to take the hard top off, we'll have a look at that. I don't anticipate it being in great shape because he's never taken it out, but what he does have, I'll show you. He has a brand new soft top in a bag. So this has obviously not been on, and I'm assuming this is the correct colour for this car. A tan, I suppose that would look quite nice. I'm not sure the make of this one. Obviously brand spanking new. So that's something, doesn't actually say on there, does it? You guys might be more familiar with this type of thing, but yeah. So anyway, it's got that, but we will see what the original is like under the unit here. Another thing I forgot, steering fluid looks like it's being kept nice and clean. See? Okay, so he was probably topping it up because of the slight leak from the box. So I just want to make sure you saw that. Okay, move it over to the shady area again here. As far as the hood paint, it's generally good shape. I think this whole car could just do with a good detailing and waxing. It's a very presentable car. Unfortunately, I tried to get the top off this afternoon. All of the latches undid, but except for that notorious center pin, I got it up a fair ways, but it just didn't seem to want to release. I'll have to follow up with you guys on that. Let's assume the soft top is not in great shape, but we've got the spare one. But I will get back to you on that. I'm going to work on getting that open, even if I have to take it down to Rick's down the road, and we can work on it together. I did get it up a fair ways, but I just didn't want to risk breaking anything. All the other latches release very well, but anyway, so that's too bad. Let me shake Tom up out of his revelry, probably playing Call of Duty or something, and we'll do a little test drive down the road and see how she performs. So I've got Tom with me now. We just started her up. Like I say, it does do a really good hot start. As you can see, oil pressures are up, got a full fuel tank, and temperatures coming up, and just ignore the economy. So rev counter, we're just at around 8,000 revs, and the clock, as I say, does work. So I'm going to hand the camera over to Tom, and we're just going to back up. We're going to just take a little ride down to Rough and Ready. One thing with the shifter, I think it could do with some new bushings. It's a little sloppy. My 380 is much the same. It's a little bit loose there. As Tom's showing, the dash could do with a little refinishing on this lower panel, but the rest up top is good. We've got the air conditioning running, and it's quite pleasant here. It's about 95 outside. Wheel spinning now, and that Torquay 500. And we'll just take a spin down Rough and Ready and see what she can do. Tom and I went out yesterday. I noticed the steering was a little vague. I wouldn't say sloppy at all, but I think some adjustments, from my understanding, can be made just to tighten it up a little bit. But as you've seen, there's a little weeping from the steering box that should be attended to, obviously, anyway. So I put this dash pad back up just to get it out of the way of the trunk. They're kind of hokey, these things, but put that back. All right. So we're going to give it some beans. Go up as we've done. Probably a little careful around here because it is a little built up, but it shifts very smoothly, which is really nice. And as I say, the power is it doesn't come on like you know, like neck snapping. It just comes on in a very broad way, you know. It just continually keeps building, you know. It just doesn't stop. So very torquey motor. I think you could do, as I say, a nice new set of tyres and a wheel balancing. Wheels, the steering is not shaking at all, but just so it tracks nicely. And anytime you put new tyres on a car, it always vastly improves it. As you can see, the temperature is holding good, 80. As I say, it is around 95 degrees Fahrenheit outside right now. We're running it around 2:45 in the afternoon, so hottest part of the day. The seats are not bad, like I say, build up the seat cushion part. The backs are fine, I think, but the seat could do with a little bit more filling. I'll let these guys go a little bit, slow down a bit. There's no pulling to one side or the other when I'm braking. Alright, give it some welly. Do run out of road pretty quickly with this thing, so it'd be great on the on a dual carriageway or an open road somewhere. We're just going to get down to a town called Rough and Ready, just a couple of miles down here, and we'll turn around and head on back. It's quite comfortable here, Tom, isn't it, as far as air conditioning?
Yeah,
I think it's got it. It's got the full fan on. I don't really understand a lot of this stuff, but they're pumping out diesel. I mean, it's not like a modern car, obviously, but it's quite decent for the small cab this is, so it's quite comfortable. You got that close enough?
No.
All right, back off. Look at the scenery, Tom. Beautiful day today. Maybe a little bit warm, but it's a nice day. This is the sleepy town of Rough and Ready, just pulling into now. Alright, we'll turn around in the post office area. Indicators working, right? Make sure that. Yeah, indicators are working. A lot of nice leverage on. Just get rid of that. A lot of nice leverage on this big steering wheel. You know, some people complain about this big steering wheel. I actually quite like it. Very simple dash layout. Just pulls like a freight train up this hill. And it's pretty stable as far as any body rocking or anything like that. It feels pretty stable to me. Where I picked it up from was around 3 hours away from here. I didn't drive it just because it was a new car to me and I didn't want to take the risk, but and also it was like 110 coming through Sacramento, so I didn't want to risk it. But so we trailered it up. Temperature now just a smidge over the 80 mark, probably about what, 95C, something like that, holding real steady. Economy nicely in the red mark. You don't buy this to save on petrol. Don't worry about all that stuff. Oil pressure good. as I say, I'm a member in the group Mercedes Maintenance and Mercedes Rescue Stone Belvin. Contact him about anything to do with these old clocks, you know, as far as repairing the little odometer there. Getting a good shot. So we've got a slight incline here. I'm just going to give it the beans here. See the speedo just pulling. Yeah, that's enough for that. I mean, yeah, that just keeps pulling that. Yeah, don't hang about. I think with a little, you know, new plug leads, new plugs, and a check timing and all that stuff, but it seems to run really nicely. Very smooth car. Alright, home sweet home. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed the video of the 500 SL. Hopefully I went into enough detail for someone to make a decision on whether they'd like to buy it or not. And I will put all my contact details in the write-up section below, and fire some questions. I'll answer them best of my ability, and I'll consult with the owner as well as far as anything that he knows. I don't have a big stack of records with this car. It doesn't come with a lot of history on it as far as that goes. My friend had it smogged, and obviously I can show you all those papers. It has passed smog in California, and so that's kind of about it for the video today. I really appreciate you watching, and please let me know in the comments below, and please hit like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for a video on that one, which should be coming up in the next probably week or two, I would imagine. I've just got to finish off a few little pieces. I've got the dashboard at the bottom to finish up and screw that in, and that's all ready to rock and roll. So thanks again guys, take care, and appreciate you watching. Bye bye.